Hey guys, welcome to day 62 of the Devlog. If you're in chat, let me know who you are. Hope the regulars are in today and some new people. Okay, so after last night's bit of a debacle where weird things were happening and we found out that the main menu wasn't loading and saving, really, I had a look this morning and we basically fixed things up so that they actually worked. Okay, so now we can actually use the save game to control stuff. Okay, so I'll let you see here. Hi, Fried Movies. How's it going? It's going good today. We've already did a couple of fixes to our menu. Okay, so we can basically load a game now and you'll see that it's got the right save name, whereas before this was basically bringing up nothing. Okay, now for the sake of simplicity, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete our save games. Okay, and then I'm going to run it again. I'm going to create one save and then I'm going to reference that save all the time for the moment. So you'll notice we've not got load or anything because we haven't got any games, right? So basically we're going to create a game called Test. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring up our HUD and then we're going to save it. Okay, so now if we look at what we've just done, we've got our test game. Okay, now the reason I did that was that now what we can do is we can actually just go into our test map. Okay, then we can open our pawn. Okay, and at the start of the game on begin play we can basically set this to anything we want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make a literal string. This is going to be temporary, right? But we're going to say test. Okay, now if I do that, then at the start of the game there should be music playing in the background. I mean, it might get quiet at times, but there should be music playing in the background there. So, the point here is right, well hang on a second. I'll turn it right up. Can you hear that? In theory, it should be drowning me out. Let me know if you can hear that. It's definitely showing up on the mixer. Right, I've backed off that. You'll need to tell me up or down from there what's loud and what's not. Right, but the point is that after our pawn check is all done, we check if the HUD is running. Okay, now this basically is going to get set for our actor when we finish off the first, the start basically, right? And that's the reason I'm doing all this. So now, in theory, this should be true, and it's not. Right, which is a bit disappointing. Well, a bit lower. Right, we'll go with that. Okay, so I don't know why that didn't do anything. Right, so Right, hang on a second. Hang on a bleeding second. That's not bleeding right. Right, I'm not loading those. I am not loading those actors anywhere. Right, I need to do that. We're still quite away. Still to start on, like, what could I say? We've still to start on actual balancing and how we do certain things. But what I'm going to do is, what? Why did they do that? Right, okay, whatever. Control copy. Compile that. Draw that. Paste that. Can I not do this in a function? I'm guessing I can't do this in a function. Ah, no I can't. So this has to get duplicated. And then it has to go down here. Okay. Right. And we'll have to say on completed. Right. We've got all these, the thing is, Fry movies, we've got all these mechanics, right? But we need to start, well, it'll happen soon enough, but we'll need to start actually implementing them in the actual real map. And then we're going to basically find out if things are working or not. Right, so we've got is HUD running. True. That's what we wanted. And there we go. So because we're loading from a save game where we saved it as true, it should now all run perfectly. Okay. Now, interestingly, our instance says none, but that's because we are saving it, or sorry, we are basically hard coding it here for test purposes. It normally would be, I mean, I could set this and then do it, but I'll just leave it like that because it's bleeding obvious, right? But it's basically doing what we want it to do. Okay. Now, here's the interesting part. So we switch on the HUD, right? Now, we're going to not do this. Right, we're not going to switch on HUD. Okay, what we're actually going to do is set the HUD and the compass. Right. And the compass to visible and invisible for showing and hiding, right? Because starting the HUD up is a different thing from actually doing the other thing. Right, so these, we're going to say visible. Then we're going to duplicate that. And to be honest, we can probably end up doing something with this as a player option. Right, copy that. I mean, at the end of the day as well, we are going to Kickstarter, right? So, although a lot of these systems are in place, like the storage containers, the inventory, the crafting, the climbing, the shooting, the arrow cam, all of that stuff, there's a lot more work is required for this. Simple things that you just don't really think of at the time, like Steam achievements is a thing. I've done it before, but you know, it still takes time. I've got gameplay settings to do, making sure controller works. There's a lot of little there's a lot of tasks that needs completed to get it ready for sort of somebody to get to see it, basically, or get their hands on playing it. You know, as I said, I can run about in the test map, right, but I'm doing very, very specific things. If I was to try and play the test map as a game, there'd be nothing to it, because there's nothing to actually do, per se. I set up things just to check that they work, right? Like, for example, picking up these. I mean, we've not got a lot of the stuff that are going to become interactable items, right? These are just examples. Like the log here is just an example of a fuel. The plates are just an example of the food. I've got a cup that's just an example of a drink. You know, so there's a lot of stuff to it, basically, that needs fleshed out. Now, the big change now has to be in this discussion thing, right? In that, we do that. If it's true, we switch on the HUD, right? And now what we've got to do is we've got to save the game. Right, but in here we're going to have to say set HUD running is true. Okay, and then immediately when we do that, we've got to save our player. Okay. Save that. I would say we're about 30%. If that. Right. So basically now the game will save and I'm going to have to let Kent know what to change to make this work for him. Okay. So, the other thing was that he asked me last night to have a look at his longship blueprints, right? Which I believe isn't that one. Right, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find his we're going to have to load up this map, our main map here. Right, and once we've loaded that up, we're going to have to load in 30. Right. And then we're going to have to find these boats. Right, so there's these boats, right? As I said, he asked me to have a look at these two boats. Right, so he's got that one happening. Okay, so let's have a look to see what is going on. Oh my god. He's got a switch on something. Okay. Right, so what's he doing here? Oh, right, okay. Right, this kind of doesn't make any sense, but we'll keep trying to make sense of it. Right, so that's on it finishing. Right, okay. Sail down timer. So where is this sail down timer? Right, so, okay, not the way I would have done it, but right, what's these spawn locations? Oh my lord. Okay, so I'm guessing these spawn locations are somewhere in the world. I'm surprised this website seems to think I do that much with it when I've never seen it. Right. So the question is, right now this, if I'm right, here we have, I'm guessing that is a spawn location. I'm guessing these are the spawn locations. Right? And it's just an actor. Doesn't need to be an actor, because all it's doing is getting the, if we look at the code, right? Right, what on earth is this? Well, he told me to have a look at it, Kent, and I'm not impressed. Right, we can definitely tidy this up, okay? So let's do that. Let's make this a bit tidier. Okay. Right. The question is, right, this is the this is Blueprint NPC, right? So that's in there. Now, this might take a little bit of flapping about. Right. Place workstation in the world. Right, and they can select it. Okay, we'll do the simple thing first. Right. So I'm taking it these are the same, right? There's only one female at the moment, alright? And there's only one male. Am I correct in saying that? Alright, so if we go there, we've got Viking male A and Viking male B. So those are different. I don't know if you're going to use those different ones, but we've only got one female, so there's that. Right, so I'm guessing that we might be using these two different ones. That's male B, male B, male A. So we're using 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah, that's fair enough, but it's the spawning that I'm worried about. Or not worried about. Yeah, I know. I'm not criticising for that. I'm just trying to work out the best way to clean this up. I'm not sure what this spawn thing is all about. Right, because you never set it. So that would suggest that these never spawn, right? Unless these were defaulted to. Yeah, I kind of knew that it was going to be more. It's just. So, right, here's the first thing we'd do, right? Right, I would forget this sails down timer. Okay? What I would actually do is basically put it in your timeline, right? So, what I'm saying here is, how far along before... Right, so this is a second. Okay. So you're basically playing at 100 the speed, so that it basically takes 100 seconds, which sounds a bit right. Now, what I would actually do here, right, is see this can go, right? And I'll show you something. Right, seeing your ship movement. What we want to do is actually add an event track, right? And that's going to be the same length, right? And then all you do here is, let's say we want it to happen halfway. There's other ways of doing it. Right, so say we wanted something to happen at 0.5 seconds, then we just put value 1, right, and then that'll fire this event, right? So the next thing we can do is rename this to, like, let's say sail down. Okay. And then what we can do is we get this sail down. Okay. And now we don't need to do any of this stuff, right? We just do the sail down. Okay. Now, I don't know what this is for. I don't think we even need that. Here, I'll go and break this all for you, right? I mean, you don't need to do once either, because it's only going to fire this event once. Right, so I take it this is the first one, and this is the second one, correct? No, it's not broken, it's better. Here, I'll break it some more. Don't need to do once. Also don't need a sequence. Right. All we need to do is go in here, right? We've got sail down, right? We can rename that. Call it stage 1. Okay. You can come in and change these once I've done this, right? The timing of these things, right? But all we need to do now is add another event, right? And we can call this sail down stage 2, right? And then we can fire that at, for example, 0.75, right? Point 0.75, and then we just fire this again, save that, right? Go back to our event graph, and now we've got our 2 things here, right? And I just love how people pack this stuff together, like they're paying per millimeter of space. So now what we do is we rename this to stage 1, right? And then we copy that, then we add another custom event, right? We paste that and call it stage 2. Right. That's bollocks. Do that, and you'll notice now we're not having to do any checks or anything. All we're doing is firing the 2 things on events, right? Keeps it nice and clean and more efficient, because it never needs to come into the code here except when it's actually firing it. Drag that up. There we go. We don't need to set these sail timers or anything. How much cleaner is that? Hey, Screen Apple. I'll need to speak to you later, Kent, because to get the save game thing working, it needs to be in a sort of test mode, so I need to show you how to do it so that it's going to load your character position and the HUD settings and all that stuff. Right, but yeah. So there is our cleaned up version of our sail. And now all we need to do is call them. So I can just say Sail stage 1. I can say sail stage 2. And blammy, there we go. Right, so that's that done. We've tidied that up. Now, I present you Exhibit B. Right, now, I am guessing, right, okay, I'm fine with this. I get the point, right, that what's happening here is basically we're spawning on the docks once the ship lands, okay? Right. So I'm not 100%. I'd have to have, because I'm just coming into this sort of green and how this is set up. What I would do here is I would probably, right, I don't think we need this, right? It looks like either, because this is never checked, right? So it's never going to spawn, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a breakpoint there. And what we'll do is we'll check it once we come back from having a cigarette. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit like and subscribe. I'll be back in about 4.5 minutes. I'm going to heat up my coffee, which is cold now, and have a cigarette. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. Let's have a look at the what's the Chelsea Fulham score? 0-0. Well, that was exciting. Oh, and I forgot my coffee was in the microwave. Give me a second, guys. Right, sorry about that. Right, I'm probably going to have a need to have a think about this, but what I am probably going to do is, rather than have these, right, I would have a target point, or I would create like a, I suppose, yeah, I wouldn't have a full actor, right? I would just have a target point. So you can do that easily enough. The target points are in here. You can just basically say target point, and all it is a vector. So that's really all you need for a spawn point, right? So you can drag in like a target point, and that gives you your spawn point basically. Okay. And then probably what I would do is maybe break it. I'd maybe actually add as an actor, right? Make this, change this, or create an actor, right? Okay, let's start on something, right? So what we'd do is we'd create a blueprint, right? It's going to be an actor, right? And we'd basically say, let's say, call it spawn point, right? And then in the spawn point, and that kind of defeats the purpose of just having a target point, right? Because then the actor becomes a target point itself. But I suppose what you could do, right, is add one of these, right? You could add a component which would be one of these. So let's see if we could do that. Right, this is just me prototyping here. So add component by class. Right, now these are all actors, right? I'm guessing these are all actors, which they are. So what I would do here was add a variable, and I'd call it actors, right? And it would be of the type actor. Okay, and then it's going to be an array. Okay, so I would compile that, then I would add, oh, I've done that wrong. Right, compile that again. Add that, add that. Right, actually this is going to be actor. And it's going to be a reference. Right, so then what we could do is we can add her there, add him there, add him there, right? Now, we could save that, right? And we can go back to our test map and actually drag these in. Drag these spawn points in and then start playing around with them. Okay. So what we could do now right is drag that to there. Okay, then what we want to do is basically drag that in. Get the length. Now there's a various number of ways we can do this, right? But it just depends on how geeky we want to go. We go -1. Right, by the way, this is how you do a random monster spawner. Not like necessarily like this, but what we want to do is Red Eye Games. Well, thank you, Red Eye Games. We're going to do integer in range. Right, and that's going to be there. Then we're going to get a copy. And as I said, guys, something similar to this is how you could do your random monster spawner. Oh, well, it's not add component then, is it? Add. Can we add an actor? I suppose what we could do is we could spawn the actor. This is just not a good way of doing it. I've went about this in the wrong way. Right, trying to spitball off the top of my head. Right, we'd have to get self, right, and then get location, right, and then plug that in there. Right, and then, I mean, at the end of the day, we could do this and then destroy ourselves. Right. Now that should actually spawn an actor here. Right. So just for the sake of, we'll spawn on front of the container. Or him. Could be a him, could be a her, who knows. Right. Okay, so this should be true, which it is. Right, so that's good. And you'll notice that we didn't spawn. But I'm thinking that they probably fell through the ground. Okay, so if we go to here again, add breakpoint, press play, and bang. Our class is a Viking female. And resume. Okay. So where the hell is she? Well, that's interesting. Oh, I'm an idiot. Shouldn't have done that. We were destroying the spawn point, not the actual actor that I just created. That was a bit stupid. Duh. Having our moments. And there she is. Or he is. Or whoever is. Right. So we can do that again. Disable breakpoint, right? Now, the interesting thing here, not that interesting though, is create a couple of these. Press play. Right. There's our female who doesn't seem to have animation set up. Right. None. Okay, so basically right, we check on him, What's he got? NPC based PC, that one. NPCs based PC. That one. Right. Play. Right, that was 2 dudes. It's 2 dudes. Dude. There she goes, but she ain't got no... I think she is a different skeleton. Right? So... Animation blueprint, NPC, based PC. Right. Skeletal mesh, SK Viking. Right, so I'm guessing that she is different. SKVI combination. Right, so that's why that's not working, because basically that's animation blueprint is not set up for that skeleton. It's set up for SK Viking. Okay. So what we want to do, right, and this is pretty much the first time we've done this, but we'll do it anyway, is this animation blueprint, we want to duplicate anim blueprints and retarget, right? And it's the one that was the was it? I don't know if it's that one or not. I'm going to cancel that for now. It's this SKVI combination. Right, and it doesn't look as if we can retarget to that. Right, we'll try it anyway though. We'll just go SKVI or whatever it says, right? So it's this one here, SKVI, because we haven't got like a combination one. So I don't know what that's all about, but anyway. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go in here. Right, and this was, I'm pretty sure it's job animations, etc. No, that's not it. Right, what I'm going to do to keep it separate, I'm going to say female. Oh, create a new folder, sorry. Female anims. Right. And then we're going to get our content. And we're going to get our female animals here, right? Then we're going to get our retarget stuff. And it's generic as hell. And then we drop it into there. Okay. Then we go to our human AI. We go to our female. Go to our female anims. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this _F. Can I undo that? Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Right, so it's going to be _F. Rename that later, but anyway. So well, that's interesting. Her hair is not sticking to her head. Or do I need to do the same thing here? Apparently. Right. So if I press play now and we get a female, which obviously we're not going to get because that would be too simple. Yep, there she goes. Cool. Right. What were we doing? Can't remember. But what we want to do, or do we? Not really, actually. Right. So fundamentally, right, we want these blueprints, right? And we want these things here. Okay. We want the bed, and I believe we want this here. Except this, yeah, this is a blueprint. No, it's a function library. Right, I think there's one in here, right, that's base interaction or something. Interaction master, right? Now, what we want to do is, this is a bot asset, right? But we're going to have to, I've already extended it and done some stuff with it, right? But what we really need to do, right, is you'll see here, right, that this is a chopping wood, right? But fundamentally, it is one of these master interactions, right? So you can see that it's got the interaction type, etc, etc. Okay. Now, what we actually want to do is, well, we could do this a couple of ways, right? We could spawn or place in the world a number of job things, right? And basically then we could get it to check how many of those things are in the game, and then spawn the correct number. Okay. Or we can just place them in the world. Right, now let's once again have a look at the code from earlier to see how my colleague was doing it. Now, he was basically just getting a spawn point, and then he had a series of workstations, 0, 1, yep, right. And this, for some reason, is part of the boat. Okay, right. So let's face it, this shouldn't be part of the boat, right? This should be in the world. Right. So what we should really be doing here is in the map, right, which isn't that map. So we're gonna have to go back to our actual map. So we load in 30, which is actually loaded, even though it's kind of not. Right. So, where's the goddamn... Right. Let's go to player start. Right, and that at least gives us an idea of where we are. Right, so is that it? No, it should be over here somewhere. Right, so that's some... Where's the bleeding boat? Right, the boat's disappeared. Well, the boats are going to be over there, right? Somewhere. Right, I don't know why. I'm going to unload. And then I'm going to reload. Right, kinda thank you. Right, why could you not have done that before? Right, so my idea on this one, right, would be the following. What I would say was, we can do a we can go back here, right, and we've got our spawn point, right? Now, on our actual boat, right, what we could do is we could add an event dispatcher, right? Spawn workers. Okay. Now, what we could do now right, for our spawn point is asset sales down, right? So what we could say here is get actor of class, and we can see Viking sales down. And we can bind what did I call it? Spawn actors or something. Right, it's not any of that. Yeah, bind event to spawn walkers. Right. And then basically we just move this. Right. And then we basically say custom event. And say spawn. Right, now we could have called a separate one there, but that'll do us. Right. So we have this, and this is going to, what we're going to do now, oopsie, right, wait a minute, we have to go to our Viking boat. Right. And we have to call it. Right, and we'll just do this in here just now. Right. And we'll save that. Right, guys, I'm going to have to take a quick toilet break. So I shall be back in just 2 seconds. Sorry about that little interruption there, but needs must, you know how it is. Right, so where were we? Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery here, right? Right, so that's okay. Right. Cool. Now, I'm going to move this, or sorry, I'm going to plant one of these on the map, right? But we want it on our player start, basically. So we're going to go to our player start. Okay. What's that? Alright. Okay, so we're going to put spawn point there, spawn point there, or there. Right, and we're going to press play. And we basically need our lighting and stuff needs rebuilt. Okay. Did I actually add a breakpoint in there for those event dispatchers? That is the question. Right. You can see that stuff's working better already. But oh yeah, our ships aren't there yet. So what we'll do is we're going to enable that breakpoint. Right. And when our ships get there, come on. Come on, shippies. Did our ships ever get there? So that never fired. Okay. So why did those not fire? Good question. Didn't even fire this. Yeah, well, that's no wonder that's not happening. Because it destroys itself before it ever gets a chance to call that. So basically none of those ever spawn, is the order of the day there. Right, we're compiling shaders again, which is always nice. Always makes for a nice thing. We're obviously saving actors and stuff because our HUD's shown again. Right. Right. And there we go. We can resume that. That did not spawn. That did not spawn our spawny things. It did not fire off this. Right now, I shouldn't really need to do this. Yeah. So, one of the questions here, Viking sails boat down, is why this didn't get fired. Right, the only way we're going to find that out is to press play again. compiling shaders again. Gotta love it. So there we go. Right. Resume. So it gets there. I wonder. It's not doing anything. It's not doing a Scooby-Dooby thing. Well guys, I think I'm going to leave it there and investigate this one. I'll be back in 4 hours time or at 8 PM Central. If you've enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe, it helps out a lot. Check out the description for links to the Discord for the game and my personal Discord, plus my Patreon and my previous game on Steam. Thank you guys for watching, hope to see you again, bye bye for now.